Hello guys and welcome to a brand new video. Today I'm here with Classroom of the Elite Season 3 episode number 13 reaction, and this is the final episode of this season. So the previous episode was the graduation. It was the graduation for Manabu, and Horikita was still struggling to properly express her feelings, talk to him, and at first she was like, oh, I'm not going to meet him, she was just acting like that. But Anokoji was like, even if you don't meet him, I'm going to go and meet him. So Horikita ends up coming later on, and in the end, we get to see, like, yeah, she still doesn't really interact with him. And Manabu tells Anokoji to go tell her that, oh, this date over here, you know, like tell her to come. Final time that I will be able to meet her, then I'll leave the school. So yeah, and it was kind of interesting to see because as we saw Manabu's interaction with Horikita, somewhere we've always thought like, why doesn't he directly interact with her? But it little by little made sense as we got to see him and Horikita interact. Not Horikita, sorry, Suzune. Both of them are Horikita. Manabu and Suzune interact, and little by little, I was able to understand that he didn't want to be the reason why Suzune would do something. He wanted to make her decision, you know, and that is why he always tried to keep himself detached from her, so that she's the one who takes the initiative. If he tells her to do something, she'll like obviously do it, but she wants her to take her own decision, not to keep following him. That's why he always tells Ayano to go ask her like stuff and tell her things. And in the end we get to see Suzune finally being able to take a proper step. She cuts off her hair and goes and talks to her brother, and they have a little conversation, and yeah, he tells her that you walk your own path. This is what I wanted always from you. And yeah, that is where it ended. So it was a great moment. And yeah, let's see what happens in the final episode. I do know from the comments and from people from my Discord, I do know they skipped a lot of stuff in the previous episode as well. Unfortunate, but we we got to make do with what we have got. So yeah, let's begin the final episode. So yeah, I'll be putting the subtitles and the timer here. Sync it to whichever is your preference, and let's begin. Okay, here's the countdown. 3, 2, 1, go. Love is the best teacher. Hmm. Okay. Oh. Oh, here is here. Here, isn't it? Hmm. Ooh. Well, yeah, I guess he has been a big influence. Wow. I don't think I'm pretty sure he's fine with it. Hmm. Bruh. Oh my god. Okay, here we go. Then that will. Hmm. Well, yeah, that's true. Message. Wait, who's that? What? Oh. Hmm. Huh. Wait, did they? I just realized they cut Horikita's hair, didn't they, in the opening as well? It went. I didn't notice it at first. Yeah, I need to go back later and see if I remember. Oh, well, uh, he said it before that it's fine. Bro. Oh, she's. I just realized she's wearing Anakoji's necklace. What the hell? Yeah. What? What? Oh my god, bro! Imagine. Okay. Oh, Hashimoto. Back in business. Oh god. Why would he tell him? You. Like, double agent. Yeah, I was wondering. Wait, who's this? Get into the. Oh, Kansak, that guy in Bleed B. I remember him. Okay. Hmm. Damn. So he's like, yeah, I'll take it in my hands then. Okay. What the hell? What? What? Um, I don't know about that. It cannot happen. Yeah, good question. Well, bruh. Yeah, I guess. Ichino-san? Why is she standing in the middle of the rain? Oh, she. Oh, because of the loss. Mm. I'm an enemy from another class. Hmm. Yeah. So she's thinking like she's getting, left behind. Right. Meet with me. Okay. So he's like saying that so that she. Oh, comes that I'll say them to you then. Yeah. So I guess that's what he was trying to do, make her gather more courage. Oh, bruh. Okay. Well, I wasn't expecting that. They're skipping a lot of stuff, aren't they? I can feel it. I feel like the whole thing is so fast paced. That'll be sad. Yeah. Wow. No, he did try, but there was something that happened. Damn. Wow. You have potential. Wow. Hmm. Damn. So he's like, yeah, you should have done a better job. Come on. Hmm. Well, he. Hmm. Oh boy. Just like me. What's up with her? What is she thinking about? Oh my god, this guy is back again. Bro, no. He's not interested. What? He dragged him in an alleyway? Nobody's playing no games. Student from the white room. Oh! Oh my god. Okay, this seems interesting. So, any class that can be. Uh, there is no one. Wow. Oh no. Wait, who is this girl? Matsushita. Oh. Oh. You give the right answer during the moment. Oh, this is that girl. The one. Oh, I see. Wait, really? She saw that? What was she? Oh no, this is bad. Well, he also wants that, but he's doing it in a different way. Like, yeah, that's a lie. Do you like? I think she asked, do you like Karizawa or something like that? Yeah, there you go. Nah, complicated. Oh boy. Oh no, same cool. Yeah. Hmm. Okay. Ooh. Hmm. Uh, you use the full power. Yep. Okay. Bye bye. Right. Please go. Just like that? What? I think there will be after credit scene because I don't think it's gonna end like that. In a weird position. I am like, I'm like 80% sure they skipped a lot of stuff again because the pacing seemed extremely weird. Like it was like they were like breezing through the scenes one after the other. It seemed. Ah, boy, it's just such a shame that such a good show like getting this treatment. Absolutely. What can I say? Okay. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I was wondering why did he suddenly call her and then say that, oh, I've forgotten. Hmm. Hmm. Like the type to hide her own exception. What? Hmm. Yeah, like mess up my thing. Hmm. Hmm. Oh, he used his first name. Oh, what? Um. Right. Is this? Yeah. Is this part of his plan? It probably is. I doubt. Yeah. No. I doubt. Okay. Wait a minute. I'm pretty sure that's what he was planning to. Okay. Nah. He's lying. In no way did he do it because of that. Like I understand that this is. Okay. I'm pretty sure his. This is like the first line of the episode. You remember? Love is the something it was written. Was it written? I might. But probably hug. I don't know. Yeah. Have you got a dollar? Yep. Yeah. He. This is his bro. What? What? Yeah. What the hell? I'll find myself in a future where that's not the case. That's better. Let's pray. Yeah, I'm also praying. Hopefully, the first one doesn't. You're not actually, but whatever. Right. Okay. Like the ending. I knew this was happening because in the very first part of this episode, it was literally written, the first quote that comes up, love is the best teacher. I'm like, yeah, that's what he's doing. Literally, that's what he's doing. You see, throughout this whole episode, he was literally egging on the people, different people, all the people, every single person who like move in a certain direction due to certain stimulus. He was like picking those particular people and using the appropriate stimulus for them to grow. For example, you saw Ruben, what he did. He was like, oh, yeah, let's fight again in the future. That is his stimulus. That's what's going to make him grow. For Horikita, as we saw, Horikita herself kind of brought the proposition in that, oh, let's do this thing. I'm going to challenge you to the test. So Anukoji didn't need to do anything at that point, but she's the one who brought it up. So he's like, yeah, fine, sure, let's do it. And you're going to go to the student council if I win. So that's the stimulus that'll particularly work for Horikita. Then who else was there in today's episode? Ichinose, yeah. For Ichinose, it was kind of something similar to K, which is basically affection and I guess you could say encouragement. So she was like, oh, I can't see myself in the future. How am I going to survive this? And he's like, it's fine, we'll talk 1 year later. Like, he literally did that so that she gets her motivation back or something like that. He tried, And like every single person in today's episode that he talked with, basically, he gave them the particular stimulus that they need for them to grow or for them to keep moving forward. And in the end, it was K who obviously he used the stimulus for both her and himself, as well as he says that this is also something which I need to learn about, as he says, love and affection. And in the end, he says that if, after reading, the way he said that is so messed up. He says, after finishing reading the book called K, I wonder what I'm going to do. Will I throw away the book, or will I be have a different mindset? Let's just pray. And yeah, let us just pray, because that'll be messed up. If he does the farmer. No, yeah, the farmer. So he's basically like, yeah, after going through this, would I have a different mindset or a different point of view? If this experience is able to make me change my point of view about the world and stuff like that, then yeah, then it's all well and good. Otherwise, he'll keep being like this, cold calculated, this kind of thing. So there you go. That is what happened. Right. Now here's the thing. I do know from the people in my Discord, they have told me that certain scenes in this anime has been weirdly altered in such a way to make Ainokoji look like this cold calculated machine, which is not really so in the light novel. Yeah, he is definitely like this, cold and calculated, but the amount, the intensity, the way they kind of exaggerate that in the anime is a bit too much. I've heard a lot of people say that, and I'm guessing if that's the case, I do wonder, because that this is the thing, watching this anime, you cannot even understand what they're skipping, what they're changing, unless and until every single time I watch an episode, I the people from my Discord that tell me about oh, what's actually happening and what are the stuff that they changed and what are the alterations that they have made, and I have a better understanding of it. So I'm watching this episode and I'm just thinking which one of the scenes have been altered today and which one of the scenes they have cut out, and it made it extremely change the whole narrative of it. Because a certain few scenes I remember from the previous episodes, from what the people who have read the light novel, what they have told me, certain few scenes have been completely omitted in such a way that the whole thing, the picture that the anime is showing, is completely wrong, and it makes us misunderstand the whole situation in a very bad way. For example, I remember the whole thing with Hirata. You know, like I remember people telling me after I've watched the episode that this is not how it goes. Hirata later on kind of nominates himself to be expelled, but that was completely skipped by the anime, which made me have such a wrong and such a bad impression on Hirata. I was like, what the hell is this kid doing? He's literally like throwing a tantrum, and he himself is not even giving any solution. But in the light novel, as I've heard from after watching that episode, and after I've heard from what the light novels readers have told me, he actually nominated himself. You know, so my perspective on Hirata was completely wrong because of the way the anime omitted the whole thing completely. Like, this is the thing, like I don't know what to understand. This anime literally is like the way Ayano does stuff. How Ayano keeps certain things hidden and manipulates the whole thing. I feel like that. I feel like I need to assess every single scene and think whether this is correct or not, whether the anime is omitting anything or not. But yeah, like the last scene kind of made me think about it, because in this end, this scene where Ayano is talking to Kei, I was continuously thinking, I was like, is this how it is going, or is this just what the anime is doing? It's kind of like trying to like I feel like that's literally what the anime is trying to do. He's trying to make Ayano Koji like some kind of an edgy teenager or something, like always like like a stoic face, like doesn't react to anything, like that kind of thing. And I was thinking in the end, like, is this what is happening, or are they trying to like kind of like exaggerate, over exaggerate the way he's doing it? So let me know the final scene, at least, was it faithfully adapted, or they like increased Ayano Koji's edginess to make him seem like some kind of a like cold like manipulator or something, or was he genuinely like like thinking about it in a at least like here's the thing. I understand Ayano Koji's situation. I do know that he is like this, but I have heard from people that they said that even though Ayano Koji is very cold and calculated, he is trying to he is changing at least a little bit. There are certain scenes which the way the anime has showed it or portrayed it is completely different in the light novel, which as I've heard completely changes your point of view on Ayano Koji. So that's what I'm trying to figure out, the final scene. Has the anime just did that again, or is it really how that plays out in the light novel? That's what I'm trying to think. Because in this scene when he says that, where's that part? Okay, here he says, or maybe I'll find myself in a future where that's not the case. And he says, let us pray, okay, that in this moment, holding someone precious in my arm, that I'm smiling. And then they zoom on his face, and his face is still the same. So right, I'm not really sure if that's how it goes in the light novel, or maybe in the light novel they show, like here as you can see his face is still the same, but maybe they have changed that scene, and maybe in the light novel he actually shows some kind of doubt in his face and he's genuinely thinking about it. Seeing the anime's final scene, even though he's saying stuff like, oh, like hopefully I change, or like maybe I will change, but looking at his face, it seems he hasn't. He's literally the same person. He's still cold and unfeeling. That's what it seems like. But maybe again, this is something that the anime changed. Maybe in the light novel he has a more like like a face which is pondering something, like thinking about it, or at least not like this. Yeah, let me know, because I generally don't know. This show is just a complete like guessing game, that which part that have they changed, which part have they omitted. Every single episode is just the same old thing. So yeah, and I'm just so this is the thing. I'm just so disappointed about the fact that you can understand that I genuinely like this show, even though, as I'm hearing, they skip half of the thing. So I could just imagine how good this show could have been if this was taken in by a studio which actually adapted it properly. You know, like not a studio. I would say it's not the studio's fault. The studio is basically doing the animation. I guess the people who are behind it, who are giving them the or like an orders, like, oh, do it like this, do it like that, it's not the studio's fault. At the end of the day, if you think about it, the studio's just animating it. Like, they're not making the decisions. The people that are making the decisions, if someone else got, and if they got like a better budget, or if they got a better, like, like something, like, I could just imagine how good this could have been. And that's what frustrates me, that something that could have been so good, they're completely just butchering it. Like a, I don't know what to say. This is what frustrates me. It's so baffling and so frustrating that something that could have been so good is being completely just mistreated like this. Yeah. Anyways, all right, whatever. I have nothing else to say. Either way, and yeah, let me know what they skipped in this episode, because I feel like they have skipped quite a few things. The way the like scenes were progressing, it seemed a few scenes were quite fast paced. I'm not sure if this is how it goes in the light novel, but I wouldn't be surprised if they skimmed through the different scenes just to get it over with. So yeah. Now another thing I do know, they were constantly bringing up the point that Ruben had done something, to the other class. Now I was genuinely curious. I was like, what's going on? In the previous episode. But then this is also something, as far as I know, they have skipped, as the people from like the light novel readers have told me. So I know what Ruben did. So apparently what he did was he put laxatives in, in class B's, I don't know, like food or something. And that's why a lot of them weren't able to. That's kind of funny. Oh boy. But anyways, I do know that. Like, yeah. So I don't know why they could have just mentioned it here. I don't know why they constantly just never mentioned it. Just constantly like said other stuff instead of mentioning that. Constantly just went around the whole topic without like talking about it. I don't know why they did that. Either way, but that's the thing. Like, they at least mentioned Ruben's situation 3 times in today's episode, where like every single like scene you see them kind of saying something like, "Oh, Ruben, you did that. That isn't good." But they never talk about what he did. But either way, I do know what he did. So yeah, like, it's not that much of a big information, but still. Either way, yeah, that was that. And yeah, that was today's episode. So today's episode was basically Aino Koji just, I don't know, going to different people and giving them a little, I don't know, like some kind of a stimulus. Like, oh, like, that you have to do this, then you'll grow. And using the particular stimulus for every the particular character. That's what it did. Same thing won't work on different people. So based on their personality and what they like, what they dislike, what they're thinking about, he used the particular ones. He used the appropriate one against the appropriate candidate, something like that. And yeah, that's basically what he did in today's episode. Every single scene. And there was like that one scene with what's his name? Tsukishiro. Yeah, I forget his name sometimes. There was a particular scene with Tsukishiro where Tsukishiro's like, "Oh, you can come back." One thing I forgot to mention. The most important thing, which they kind of talked about, the conversation with him, with Tsukishiro and Ainokoji. He says apparently there is someone from the White Room in one of the classes. Wait a minute, where's that part? Okay, so here's the thing. You know what? Let me read that first. A student from the White Room will be mixed in with the incoming class. Okay. Okay, the subtitles kind of do it a little weirdly, so I think, for people who are unclear about which class, he said, I think he says something like from from the new students. So basically, the new class that will come in, like the juniors. The subtitles doesn't mention that. Okay, where is it? Right. Why don't we play a game? He says Sugi no Shinryu Shei no Nakakara, which means from the new class, the new people who will be joining. He mentions that. I don't think the subtitles mention that anywhere. No, he says with the incoming class. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Yeah. So the new class, the juniors that will be coming in. Like when I was reacting, I thought, wait, which class? What is he talking about? But yeah, from the new class. One student from the white room will be mixed. So the juniors, one of the juniors will have them. Interesting. Oh, okay. Right. And he says that this student is someone who, who's like Ainokoji, who passed the thing, who passed the white room. So he says, your goal will be to ascertain which student it is by the end of April, and I'll withdraw. April. This is January, isn't it, or is it March? No, is it February? Something like that. I'm guessing this is like the first. So there's like 2 or 3 months, like time within which he'll have to do it, and then he'll withdraw. Okay. Wait. So all you have to do is ascertain it. That seems. Yeah, it will be. I was going to say that seems quite easy, but no, it will be quite difficult because there's a lot of students. It's not only one class. Like A, B, C, D, like all of them. You'll have to consider, and there are generally a lot of good people, like really good and really talented people as well. Even if they're not from the white room, there's a lot of talented people. For example, like people like Ru and Goenji, they themselves are like genius in their own field. So it'll be kind of a difficult job to figure out who is like a person from the white room and who's a person from who's genuinely talented. It'll be difficult to ascertain between that, so it is a tough job, I guess, but he has to figure it out somehow. And he kind of says that, oh, like you're not only the success we had, and Anko is like, like I can say it with confidence that nobody can surpass me, at least from the white room. And yeah, so that conversation is very important, as we see. Yeah, and after that, you see Ainokoji tell Kei that, oh, like let's go out with each other, and in his head he's like, yeah, let's see, like if I am able to learn something about love. If not, then unfortunately, yeah, we'll have to move on. I guess that's what he's saying basically. Right. And there you go. That was today's episode. Yeah. Now let me talk about this episode scene by scene. Let's see if I missed something. In the very beginning, we get to see Hiyori talking to Ainokoji, and obviously they are friends, even though the anime barely show them, I guess. As far as I know, like both of them like talk about books and stuff. That's how they are good friends. And I do remember him meeting Hiyori in a library. Like and conversing with her over there. So yeah, so he is talking to her and about books, I guess, and she kind of says that, oh, you're the one who changed Ruin, aren't you? He's like, how did you, like, like, why are you saying that? She's like, I just put the puzzle pieces together. Right. And she does apologize. She's like, I'm sorry, I'm not trying to blame you or anything, but she's like, I don't want to lose a friend over something like this, so I apologize if I offended you. And she also says, like, I thought if I didn't take that step, we might not make any progress. At which Anako is like, what? And she's like, oh, nothing. No, don't worry about it. Right. Wait, is she voice acted by Ria Takahashi? Wait a minute. Wait. Uh, yeah. Oh my god. Wow. Well, yeah, I can recognize that voice anywhere. Ria Takahashi's voice. Megumin, especially Mash Kiria Light and Megumin. Oh boy. Okay. So yeah, Hiyori basically is like, like kind of like changes the subject again. Bro, like, what, how many people likes Ayano in this show? There's K. I'm pretty sure Hiyori likes her as well, him as well. That's what she was like, hinting here. Um, there's Ichinose. Who else? No, I think these three only. Oh, Sakayanagi. I guess her affection is more of an admiration, not really love or something like that. But I guess it does fall on the same category. So yeah. God damn. Uh, good God. Oh, I forgot Sato as well. I forgot about her. Right. Okay. Yeah. So okay. So they talk about Ruin for a moment, for a little bit. Now, Ayano Koji okay. So so he literally did that to make her come at the exact time when Hiyori is going to leave, to make Kei more frustrated. And then he's like, "Oh, I forgot what I called you here for. You can leave. So I'd like to talk to you. Can you come now? I'm waiting at the Cafe Palais in Kiyaki Mall. Let me know if you can't make it." So yeah, he deliberately did that. So he calls her or messages her, and Hiyori leaves at the exact time. I do wonder how he was able to like manipulate the time like that, like the exact time when um, K comes in, Hiyori leaves. Then I do wonder how he was able to do that. Either way, um, or I guess he didn't particularly. Maybe that wasn't his intention. It was just a coincidence. He probably like was sitting there and with the like with the coffee and everything, and I'm guessing he probably thought that when Kay would come in, she'd probably look at the coffee and she'd probably ask like, "Oh, were you here with someone?" or something like that. She'd ask, at which he'd probably say like, "Oh yeah, here he was here," or something like that. I think he was planning, but I guess the time coincided perfectly. So when Hiyori was leaving, that's when Kay came in. So it was even more effective. But yeah, so he deliberately did that. Okay, it makes, yeah, I see. So she comes in and he's like, "Oh, sit down," and he's like, "No, like I have stuff to do." And then when he sees the bag and the coffee cup, and she's like, "Someone here?" And he's like, "Oh yeah, Hiyori." And she says like, you're calling her by her name, and she's pissed off obviously. And then she's like, "Okay, come on, quickly tell me, what do you want?" And he's like, "Oh, I forgot. Sorry, we'll talk later." Right. Now after that, you can see Ryuen talking to Hashimoto. So he talks about being like a double agent and all that, to Hashimoto. Don't think you can win by going around as a double agent. Yeah. Um. Okay. So after that, Kanzaki comes. No, Kanzaki, is that his name? No. Oh yeah, Kanzaki. That's his name. Kanzaki comes in. Okay. At first, I was like, "Who's this dude?" I feel like I've heard the name before, but I don't remember. But then I remembered he's the guy in Ichino's class. The guy we always see. Um. Right. So he comes in, and okay, interesting. So basically, he is like he's more like, okay, if Ichinos is not able to continue, like do stuff that is difficult to do, then I'll take over. I think that's what he says. Just so you know, the dirty tricks you use won't work on class B again. All that stuff he says. And he then says like, it's true that I've spent this year as Ichinose's supporter. But if Ichinose cannot bring herself to do what is necessary, I'll take my own approach to fighting an enemy like you. Yeah, so okay, he doesn't really say that I'm going to take over. He says that I'm going to take my own approach to fight someone like you. So he's basically saying like I'm going to work solo. He's not really saying that, oh, I'm going to take over from Ichinose. He's not saying that. He's saying that, yeah, I'm just going to deal with you myself. Basically, that's what he's saying. Okay, interesting. Now, the next scene we get to see Ibuki and this guy. I always forget this guy's name. I don't know why. Anyways, Ishizaki, is that his name, isn't it? Something like that. There's so many characters in this show which we barely get to see that it's difficult to remember the names. So he is like, oh, Anakoji, come, like like you can join our class, like then you and Ruin can team up and it'll be like all well and good. We can go to class A. Ibuki is like, what the hell are you talking about? And Anakoji is like, oh, it sounds good, but it's kind of not realistic because you need 20 million points. Also, he says that the fact that Ruin is against me seems more fun. So yeah, won't do. At which Ibuki says like, you're weird, both you and Ruin. Like, here's one thing, I don't understand what he's trying to do. He's trying to egg on the people to get better and stronger. But the thing is, I could have understood if he's only doing it to his own classmates. He's doing it to every single person that he knows. He did it to Ichinose, he did it to Ruin. They're from different classes. Like I said, I could understand him doing this to his own class to make them improve. But he's also doing this to people that he know, like Ruin, Ichinose, and everyone else. And as a result, they will also improve. So, yeah, I'm genuinely curious what he's trying to do here. Does he just want to have like a good competition? Is that why he's doing it, regardless whether they're allies or enemies? Or maybe something else. Now, next scene, we get to see Ichinose in front of Anakoji's place. Now, I don't understand one thing. Why was she standing outside in the rain? Couldn't she just get in, like, on the the passageway? She would be like sheltered from the rain. Is it because it's the boys' dorm? Is that why, or something like that? Maybe that's why she was hesitating to go up. Probably. Anyways, so she comes up and Anakoji takes her to his room, and she's kind of frustrated. She's like, I don't know what to do. And she talks about how she doesn't want to impose on Anakoji, but still she wants his help and all that. And she also tells how he's someone who she trusts the most, all that stuff. And then she brings up the main problem. So she says that so many people I'm seeing, they're growing in such a like a fast pace, while I am just I'm not able to do anything. And she says I wonder where I will be in 1 year. I don't know. Okay, at which Anakoji says that we'll talk 1 year later. And whatever I would have told you today, I'm going to tell you then. I promise this to you. So obviously this kind of ignites a little bit of courage in Ichinose, and now that she has said that, oh, I will meet again after 1 year, she's like, yeah, okay, I'll try my best. This kind of, ignites like a fighting will in her heart. Okay. And this is where Anakoji in his head is monologuing. He says that the future isn't certain, but if Ichinose ever seems about to fall into ruin, I'll deal the killing blow. Yeah, so that's it. So basically he's like, yeah, if she, if she stagnates or she falls, then I'll deal the killing blow. So you can see, one thing you need to be in Anakoji's good graces, it's pretty obvious from this episode, is to keep constantly improving. That's literally what he wants. That's why he says, if Ichinose somehow falls to ruin, or she stagnates somehow, starts going down, which is literally what she was doing here. She came here and she was like, I don't know what I can do, like I'm not sure. I'm not sure about the future. That's why he's like, don't worry, like 1 year later we'll talk again. So he kind of gave her like a chance to jump back up. And now he's like, yeah, if she's able to jump back up and she can improve, then it's fine. If not, if she still keeps being in the same position and keeps going down, then I'll just, like finish her off. That's what he's saying. So yeah, just keep improving if you want to be in Ayanokoji's good graces. Basically that. Which I genuinely don't know why he's doing this. Like, why does he want people to constantly improve? Like, what is the reason behind that? Like, I don't understand. Like, is it because he just wants a good fight or a good competition? Is that why? Right. Anyways, next, what we see is Ruben. Yeah, the Ruben scene. So he comes through this place, and Ruben kind of comments on how Ayanokoji lost against Sakayanagi. And he's like, yeah, unfortunate. At which Ruben's like, shut the hell up. You can't fool me. You either deliberately didn't show your full potential, or something happened that stopped you from using your full potential. He is correct, it's the latter that happened. So he's like, yeah, you know what? So Anakin's like, what will you do now? He's like, oh, I'll take my time off. I got tired of this. And then he says, like, he kind of like makes at least attempts to Anakin to lower his guard and tries to give like a sneak attack. It doesn't work. Anakin just dodges it and just parries it. Okay, and here Anakin gives him a tip. He's like, yeah, you know what you did to Class B, it's all well and good, but you should have made sure that you don't keep obvious track. If you get caught, then it would have been over. So don't do that again. Like, do what you gotta do, but be sure to cover up all the evidence. And he's like, yeah, like it's fine. I understand. I'll take your advice. Okay, and he says like, I wouldn't mind if I were crushed by you. Okay, and that's that. So again, you can see he kind of like egged on Ruin a little bit, so that he keeps improving. And then the next scene we get to see Kay with her friends, and they're kind of talking about stuff. Kay leaves, at which they start they kind of take the conversation making the conversation about Kei and Ayanokoji. So basically they're talking about Ayanokoji, and they're like, oh, Sato, what did you confess to Ayanokoji? And she tells what happened, and they're like, what the hell? Matsushita, however, is kind of thinking. It's like, interesting. So what bothered her was the fact that Ayanokoji was able to do the mental maths. So that's what made her suspicious about Ayanokoji's potential. So she was thinking about it here. And later we get to see Kei, just, I guess, going home while Matsushita is thinking about it. And Ayanokoji is talking to Tsukishiro in this alleyway. And here Tsukishiro is the one who tells him, like, about the white room, about how, like, one person would be here from the newer classes. They'll be from the white room. If you're able to figure out who it is, and then before April, then yeah, you can stay. Then yeah, I'll leave. Yeah, something like that, he says. And while they're having this conversation, Matsushita eavesdrop on it, and Ayanokoji is talks to her, and she brings this up that, oh, were you like hiding your potential? You gave the right answer during the mental maths test, haven't you? Yeah, because he saw the. Wait, how did she know that? Oh, you gave the right answer during the mental maths test, right? Oh, I see. Oh, so this is how she understood. Okay, I was wondering like how did she realize that Anakoji was correct? Oh, so basically her answer was wrong, I think. So she realized that her answer is wrong, but she still saw that the final option was correct. So she realized that, oh, since Kovenji didn't even answer, it was definitely Anakoji who gave the correct answer to it. So that's how she realized it. I think so. And she's like, why are you hiding your power, like like your abilities? And she also says, like, I also saw the whole Hirata situation. You're the one who kind of made him come, like, get back up, and you're the one who influenced him. And she's like, I want to go to class here, so please, can you show your true abilities? You know, I love how Anako is like, yeah, okay, like I'm actually using like 80% of my abilities. So I think that's what he says. Don't get your hopes up. I'm already using 70 to 80% of what I have. Yeah, good joke, Koji. Right. So there you go. That's that. Next, what we get to see, he's kind of thinking about calling K, but Horikita calls him. And Horikita is like, you show your true potential. Same thing that he, like, she asked. Now, I don't know. I feel like the reason why he's not using his full potential is probably because if he does, people will start relying on him instead of them improving, which will kind of be, I guess you could say, in the long run, it would be disadvantageous for the growth of everyone. Maybe something like that. I'm not really sure. Otherwise, I don't see the reason why he's using his true potential. I guess he does say that he wants to lay low. That's also one of the reasons. Yeah. Okay. But Hoikita's like, you have to show your true potential, at which he says, okay, where is it? Yeah, he says there's no point in me going all out, at which she says like, okay, let's put it on test. Let's have a competition. How about competing with me on a second year written exams? At which he's like, okay, if you win, if you win, then no, if I win, you'll come to the student council. And Hokuto's like, okay, if I win, then you'll show your true potential. Basically that. And and she says like, why student council? At which he's like, you learn about it after I win. So he's like, yeah, you're definitely going to lose. Next, we get to see him calling K, and K comes in, and K's like, what the hell, what's going on? And she asks about, like, she says like, oh, Sato's asking questions about us, at which Anakoji is also like, oh, Matsushita's also asking questions. And she's like, oh, like, that's bad, I want a new, like, boyfriend, like, it's just, like this, people will think I'm with you. And she's just saying stuff like that. And at which Anako is like, why worry about them? And she's like, I have to worry about it because if people think that I'm with you, then I won't be able to get anyone else. Like, and all stuff like this she's saying. And you can see that she's frustrated about the whole Hiyori situation, as we know. And when Ainokoji prods her even more, she brings it out, and she's like, oh, why are you even bothering? You have Hiyori, you're at first name basis with her and stuff. Okay, you've got stuff in common with her, unlike me. And yeah. And she's like, oh, I'm leaving, at which he grabs her hand, and he calls her by her first name, K. I guess he's been calling her with her first name for a while, hasn't he? Or is it the first time? I don't recall. Either way, he's like, oh, so why don't we go out? At which she's like, wait, what? It takes her a while for it to register in her head, and she's like, oh, I thought that you liked Sheena. And he's like, oh, I did that to see if you'd get jealous. Now, like I said, I am genuinely not sure if he genuinely means this, or if this is just a ploy for him to like a plan. Because like I said, I've heard that in the light novel, like Anubhav is a bit different. He's not as cold and calculative. The anime makes him look very bad in that sense. They make him look like some kind of a weird, like like a calculative like psychopath or something. They make him look like it, which isn't really that bad in the light novel. He is like this, but the intensity is a bit high in the anime. So that's why I'm thinking this line, what he says, I just did that to see if you get jealous. Like I'm thinking if this was just a plan for him to, like to bring Kay in, and as an excuse he's using it, or he genuinely did that to see that, to maybe figure out if Kay likes him or not genuinely. Like what he's saying here is genuine or not. That's what I'm curious. I wouldn't be surprised if this is actually genuine, because like I said, from what I've heard from people who've read the light novel, Ainokoji, like like the anime portrays him in a very like weird way, which isn't as intense in the light novel. The light novel Ainokoji is a bit more tamer than the way they portray him in here. So looking at this scene from and the anime perspective, I feel like he's lying here. This like the thing that he says here is that, oh, I did that to see if you're jealous or not. I feel like that's a whole lie, and he did that to as an excuse to make her jealous, so that like he can bring this up and then do that. Like this is all a part of plan. Looking at the anime, that's what I'm thinking. But then I'm thinking like maybe the anime is kind of over exaggerating it. So maybe he genuinely wanted to know whether Kay likes her or not, him or not, and that's why he genuinely did that. So let me know about it, if that's what's happening, because I'm not really sure. Okay, either way, and then he's like, yeah, let's go out. And he says like, I like you, Karizawa Kay. And he says like, do you like me as well? And she's like, oh, you're going to ask me, make me tell it. And she's like, oh, I might have. What does she say? Like, wait a minute. What the hell? Where are the subtitles? Wait a minute. Okay, I guess I might like you too. Okay, right. That's what she says. And then he kind of hugs her. And yeah, there you go. And she's like, oh, have you got $1? And this is where in his head the monologuing starts, and he's like, yeah, like this is going to help in Karizawa K's growth. Like I said, he's literally like using the stimulus which is particular for the particular person. So for K, this would be the stimulus which will make her grow. So that's why he did that. And at the same time, he says, I'll also this as a way to learn more about romance. That is the only thing I didn't get to learn in the White Room. And he's thinking like, after that, if learning about love and affection, if that changes me, then it's all well and good. If not, then I'll just move on. I think that's what he says. But he says that in a very crude manner. Like I said, he says here, where is it? Once I'm done reading the textbook known as K, I won't need it anymore. Or maybe I'll find myself in a future. Well, that is not the case. Let's pray. Yeah, this is a very crude way of literally saying what I said. He's saying basically like, if I'm able to change because of these new feelings, then it's all well and good. If not, I'll just move on. So it's a more cruder way of saying that. But yeah, that's basically what he was saying. Like, yeah, like hopefully, let's pray that I change. yeah, that's where it ended. So there you go. Now, yeah, that was it. Um, don't know whether they're going to continue this or not. You know what? Let me check. Classroom of the Elite season 3. Right. No, there hasn't been any announcements. Yeah. Now here's the thing. Like, usually when animes end, I'm like, oh, let's hope for the best. Let's hope we get a sequel, and that, like a sequel quick. I am genuinely not in that mood to say that, because hearing from everyone how they have skipped so many stuff and just completely changed the narrative in such a way, in a weird way, just skipping and omitting stuff. I genuinely wish that, like someone better takes this up and does a genuine adaptation. If this continues like this by the same people, the same company, if they take it up on them for doing season 4, like honestly speaking, I'm not really keen on that. I genuinely want someone, some good, like like some good group to take this up and properly adapt it. Like, yeah, adaptation, light novel and anime adaptation, most of the time a lot of the things are skipped. But what I've been hearing is that they're literally skipping like huge stuff. I heard from, like, I think like a few people told me that the previous episode is like, what was it, like a whole volume is adapted into that, or like in 1 or 2 episodes or something like that. That is absolutely insane. Like, who does that? I'm like, I genuinely want this to have a good adaptation, because even with so much skipping, it is so good. I'm just frustrated at the fact that this anime could have had such a big potential, which is being ruined by mediocre, like, adaptation, or less than mediocre adaptation. It could have been, this anime could have been probably one of the best things ever, which is completely ruined by a less than, like, average quality adaptation. So I'm not keen on the same group taking this up and making another season. I want a group that is genuine and actually does the adaptation genuinely. I want such a group to take it up and, maybe adapt the future seasons. Hopefully this changes. I'm just, I'm just disappointed. Either way, like, I'm disappointed about the fact, not on the show or the story or anything. I'm disappointed about the fact that this could have been so much better, just because of, like, such a low quality adaptation. It's just like, it's just not really, yeah. But either way, yeah, whatever. What can I say? Let's see what happens. I'm pretty sure this will have another season. I'm sure this will continue. But if, like, if this continues like this, then I'm just going to be unhappy. Hopefully they change their ways in the future. Let's hope for that. That is it. Thanks for watching, guys. This was my reaction to the final episode of Classroom of the Elite season 3. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to press the like button and subscribe if you're new to the channel, or you haven't subscribed. Comment down below anything you want to say, anything you want to let me know. I'll check them out. And there you go, guys. That's it. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys in the next anime that will be replacing this in spring 2024. So see you guys later. Until then, goodbye and have a nice day.